You know, my dad used to say, don't get excited about everybody that you know in this business. Get excited about everybody that they know, and everybody that they know, and everybody that they know. And, you know, it brings us to action step number 3, creating a person contact list. Tom, you know, what advice do you give people when it comes down to this critical part of mapping out their future business?
Well, BK, this is the heart and soul of getting started now. We've talked about some foundational things, but you know, we want to get to work. We want to get you some wins in the win column. We want to help you begin to create some results. Well, how does that happen? It begins by creating this list, and what we really recommend, as we'll talk about here, is 2 lists, one from a health perspective, one from an opportunity perspective. But here's the thing that's so critical is remembering that without this, we're unemployed. We have no business. And so the dynamic, I try to share with people the importance of keeping this list with you all the time, wherever you go.
And it's dynamic. You're continuing to add to
it.
Right.
Always, because at the time you least think, you're going to remember someone, and if this list isn't with you on the seat of the car, on the kitchen table, on your desk, not just in your, not just where
almost on your nightstand.
Yeah, not just where your office, but everywhere you go, the dynamics of being reminded, and I think, BK, the importance of, here's the big picture of the first of these 8 steps is getting the new person into the habit of doing the business on a regular basis. And one of the most important habits is always adding to these 2 lists, that health list and that opportunity list.
Now, Ruth, when it comes to creating this list, what advice do you give the brand new brand partner?
Well, I think the important thing is to realize the names are going on the list because there's an action step attached to it, that they're to contact these people, and that's the difference. Some people start with a passive mindset. They're going to wait till they run into someone and, oh, hey, by the way, I want to tell you about Vemma. Where I looked at it as I was time managed and I wanted to make my list so I could really earn full-time rewards with part-time efforts because I knew exactly who I was going to contact and what I was going to say to them. That's a very different mindset than just passively running into people.
Well, now, when you were creating your list, you had a couple, and Tom mentioned the different categories. Tell me a little bit about how you compartmentalize your list.
Well, as far as a memory jogger for me, I think a brand new person starting the business has to feel comfortable with placing that call. For some people, call reluctance is a very, very big issue. And so they have to feel comfortable with picking up the phone, and just some simple key things about the reason for my call, takes away that social awkwardness that they're not calling about other reasons and then have to slip in the reason for the call. Get right to the point and really think more about why do you think this opportunity or product might be for them? And that allows you to speak smoothly. And if you're going to follow scripts or what have you, it will go genuinely smoother if you're thinking more about that person than about your personal gain and what your agenda is.
One of the things is it's important not to prejudge people, because at the level I am with this company, I meet some incredibly talented people.
Right.
I mean, doctors and lawyers and professional athletes. I was sitting down with a professional athlete, makes over $6 million a year, and I'm like going, why do you want to be a brand partner? And he says, you know what, I want to use my celebrity to free up my family and my friends that are on my payroll, which I never even thought about, but that was his hot button. So he can actually use his celebrity to help them build a business with a product that only helps people. But what advice do you give about people not prejudging?
Yeah, well, who'd have ever thought, that would be that reason, that if you will, for that person, that he's got a need. And so the memory joggers that are in here, think of all of the people that day in and day out that you interact with, and those people have needs. Now, some of them you're going to know personally, some of them you're going to know casually. But I try to teach people on this top 20 list on each side to think of the needs that people have. What are the needs that this person has physically? What are the needs that this person has financially? And then when we get into step 4 and 5, we're talking a little bit about what to say. I think you'll find that based upon, if you're thinking, if you're not then thinking, I gotta sell BK.
Can we put the garbage truck driver on the list?
He wants to be here. It's all right. He's got needs too. But
Hi, your friend wanted me to share with you a secret to creating a serious secondary cash flow in just a few hours a week. Hi, I'm BK Barreco, and in my career, I've had the privilege to pay people just like you over $700 million for doing something so simple, they do it whether I paid them or not. You see, I own a wellness company called Vemma that markets some incredible, some massively consumable brands to people wanting to lose weight, add some healthy energy to their life, or just slow down the aging process. Our secret to generate over $100 million a year in sales lies in our business model. You see, rather than competing head-to-head with the mega companies in our space in traditional advertising, we take a more social approach. Now, of course, you've heard of social networks. Well, I just add the word marketing to the end of that. Social network marketing, and here's how it works. If you like our products, let your friends know. And you guessed it, we have an app for that. And whether you tell 3 or 4 friends and you enjoy free product, or a light bulb comes on and you get how powerful this concept is when you meet some of the people that have partnered up with us and become generating an extra $500, $5,000, even $50,000 a month or more part-time. Now, I know I'm just hitting you out of the blue with what might sound like a crazy concept, but this business model is working big time. In fact, get this, I'll pay out over $50 million this year alone to regular people that just did a little bit of homework and discovered what I hope you take some time to learn more about. And if I could give you just a little bit of advice, get with your friend and just have a conversation. Learn more about Vemma, and maybe this is something you can see yourself doing. And here's the good news. It's not rocket science. You know, heck, I only have a high school education. It's just a super simple way that you can create your own economy and enjoy an extra income that grows bigger by helping people become healthier, both physically and financially. Hey, check this out. You're going to be glad you did, I promise.
Then when I'm making this list, I'm not thinking, oh, what am I going to say because I'm feeling like I'm coming at somebody. So as you're jogging your memory, as you're thinking about different people that businesses you frequent and you encounter, family, friends, whatever it might be, think of the needs they have, and guess what? You're going to find you're going to start writing names like crazy, because all of a sudden now you're going to be somebody with a lot of good news, either physically or financially, for people that you come in contact with that have needs.
And one of the things that we really strive to do at Home Office is to make our brand partners look great with packaging. And you do. Thank you very much. With packaging, with branding, with tools, and to be able to take almost that transference of credibility and let the new brand partner take advantage of that. And so no matter who they're introducing this whole concept to, they're not going to be embarrassed by it. We're not going to have anybody giggling because we've got a product that gets the attention of the top people in the healthcare industry in this country. We've got an opportunity that can attract, successful real estate developers, successful doctors, all of this, kind of across the gamut. But I always tell people, when they go, well, maybe I only know 10 or 20 people. I said, if I paid you $100, if I came up with this new bonus, it's not coming out, but conceptually, if I paid you $100 for every person that you can write down on this list, how many names would you come up with?
Well, $100. It's worth a whole lot more than $100.
Well, Tom, think about the number of people that you enrolled that took you to the far more successful people that have come through your organization, not so much through your personal realm, but their contact list.
That's right. That's exactly right. And again, this is a lot like step one, everyone, where you think, I'm not sure I need to do that. I'm not sure, I'll think of people as I go. It's as important as your dream, as the why, as that 6-month cash flow goal of actually writing it down. There's a magic that happens. Now, psychologically, how do you feel if you're creating this list, and not just 20 and 20, but you actually have 40 or 45 or 50? if, and some will say no, if 4 or 5 of those people, pass, whatever it might be, we'll talk about that later, you don't feel half as bad as if you only had 10 or 8 or 5. And so
that affects your attitude.
Yes. So the process, see, there's a connection to to the sequence of every one of these steps. So the process of continuing to add names to that list, wow, is that important.
All right. I started this out by saying don't be excited about the people you know, be excited about everybody that they know. Tom, how many people in your 5-year career with Vemma have you enrolled in this business?
56 people in 5 years.
56 people.
Yep.
So if you took a look at 10-ish people a year, how many people has that turned into?
Of the 56, some have retired early. That means without a check.
We all have those.
97,000 total around the world.
That is incredible. That is incredible.
But that's the power
Now,
of
I
these.
can't think, yeah.
No, but that's the power of these 8 steps. No one person, Ruth couldn't do that, I couldn't do it, you couldn't do it. It's the power of creating a system-dependent organization as opposed to a sponsor-dependent. Ruth can't be every place, I can't be everywhere. That's the power of these 8 steps we're talking about.
Ruth, how many people did you introduce?
Well, about the same. I have about 30 active people, and it's turned into...
You did better than me.
Well, doesn't it shock you that some people don't
competition.
But what you were saying earlier about not
How
prejudge...
many people did that 30 active turn into?
It turned into probably about, 80,000 people.
Wow, absolutely incredible. But I'm sorry, what was your point?
When you're talking about prejudging, we don't know the personal desires of successful people. Tom, I'm sure you have physicians in your organization as well, and the average person would prejudge an individual like that. But when you hear about their daily routines, like I had some of the surgeons tell me, hey, it doesn't mean I don't love what I do. I would just like the option to retire sooner.
And here's the key word, and it's exactly what you just said, Ruth, and the word is help. When you're in this step and you're creating these names, you're in the process of writing names down. Think about it this way: who could this product help? Who could this opportunity help? Now all of a sudden you're not in a sales mode. You're in a mode of helping someone. And that changes, like you just said a moment ago, BK. It changes our attitude. And now all of a sudden the process of creating the list really becomes fun. It becomes enjoyable because wow, you want to be the messenger here with some good news physically, some good news financially.
It's a very creative process, and there's people that that are blessed.
Well, BK, the most important thing in wrapping up this step 3, is to never, ever prejudge. We have so many examples of success that had someone not talk to that person, wow, that person and hundreds of others would have missed out on this opportunity.
Great stuff, guys. I'm getting excited. Let's go on to the next action step.
Let's do it.
All right.